Alright lads, so announced early this morning. By the time you lads are watching it, it would have been announced yesterday. But for our next raid that we are going to be attempting to tackle in the month of December is the Yuha epic raid. It is returning. It's the first time it's actually returned since last year. And despite this being a returning epic raid, it's actually working a lot different compared to how we had past epic raids. And there's actually surprisingly a lot going on that I do want to talk about in its own separate video. So first up, what we do have here is the epic raid challenge campaign. I'm glad that's actually happening this month, in the month of December, instead of in January, because what we do know in January, we are going to get the end of year co-op event, which is usually something that you want to spend most of your time on when that event is available. And it would have been kind of hard to balance that, the point event, with something like this, for example. So I'm glad it's actually happening in December, but the epic raid challenge campaign is back. For those that don't know what it is, during the month of December, when this is active, we are going to be getting double the amount of raid medals. And alongside that, we're going to then get access to the special exchange where you can get some power-up items, but most importantly, all the past familiars. This was to be expected to happen around this time again. Usually these happen for the end of year and also anniversary. It essentially comes back every like 6 or so months. And it's a good way to collect some of the familiars that you are missing in case you do want to collect most of them. And keep in mind, not every familiar does return. The con familiars that we had for the anniversary, the Burn Witch Cinderella, they're not included here. It's just any other epic raid will be in this familiar section. And it's more so good for you to potentially get your hands on the best familiar in the game, that being Toshiro and also Kenpachi. We're going to talk about it when it does officially release, but Toshiro and Kenpachi are by far the best familiars, since most of the familiars skills that you do gain, they're mainly only useful for their particular epic raid, and sometimes they hardly make that much of a difference. Toshiro and Kenpachi are 20% Berserker familiars. So if you have 3 Toshiros, or 2 Toshiros and 1 Kenpachi, you can get 60 extra Berserker, and that's really, really noteworthy. Especially with the skills that you can then get upwards to 60% Berserker, and then 60% more damage output stamina. That's what my familiars look like, as you can see right now. And this makes any character in epic raids good, but it just means you do more damage, and that's kind of the whole point of epic raids, to clear the raid as fast as possible. So even if you are someone that doesn't really care about familiars being used in epic raids, you definitely want to pick up the Toshiro and also Kenpachi, and any other familiar you just get if you like them and you want them to follow you around. So always nice to see the epic raid challenge return, and the fact that they are doubling the raid medals does mean that it's going to be a lot easier to max out the shop, which I believe to max out by every familiar in the special exchange, it takes around 500,000 medals. Now alongside that, and this is the first time they've done this, and I'm very interested to see how they're going to handle this, we also have a new difficulty coming out for this epic raids. And if we scroll down here, we can actually see more about it. We're getting a new Ultra Yuha epic raids. So as right here, a new epic raid, Ultra Yuha, is being added. Join forces with other players to challenge an even more powerful Yuha. Take the fight to Yuha by selecting the ultimate difficulty level from the Ultra Yuha epic raid screen. And keep in mind, the rules are going to be the same as the regular ultimate difficulty epic raid, but the difficulty is even higher. And in this case, the Ultra Yuha epic raid only has one difficulty, that being the ultimate difficulty level. And looking at the data mine files, it's hard to tell between these two images, but the right one is the Ultra one. It has like a yellow border to it, so both will be available at the exact same time. Now, we don't know much about this particular epic raid, but apparently it does work a tad bit different. Shout out to Hiken for this information, but he does say here that the current Yuha has the exact same attack and HP as the previous hardest difficulty. So the Awakened Yuha epic raid had 50 million HP and 300 attack. The Ultra Yuha is said to have the same amount of stats, but this time he has 500 defense instead of the usual 0 defense. Now, if I'm being truthfully honest, the 500 defense is cute and all, doesn't make that much of a difference. But it is interesting that they're adding a defense stat into epic raids, because again, every other epic raid always has 0 defense. But 500 defense is super easy to get over. Essentially, if you have any level 200 character without even any transcendence or links or investment, they're above 500 attack. So this extra defense for this epic raid hardly makes any difference, and you're literally not going to notice it. But if it ever does increase in the future, then you will start to notice it, right? But Hiken also does say here that there are different longer moves than the previous Yuha. So this ultra difficult Yuha epic raids is going to be a bit difficult. 50 million HP is nothing to scoff at. Even the Awakened difficulty, can be a bit brutal. But I'm very curious to see how the attacks are going to be different. But I do like the idea of it just getting, more difficult content. And it's actually funny enough something that I asked for early this year. I wanted a reason to use epic raid bonus characters, because most of the time you don't have to. You just bring pot characters. And I know people are still going to bring pot characters into the ultra difficult epic raids, but I guess this particular ultra quest does give you a reason to use all these bonus characters here, as we do know Ichibei, Kiryu, and also Senjumara are going to be bonuses for this epic raids. But it does say here we don't know entirely just yet what the extra difficulty does offer, if it's even worth playing. The only thing that's mentioned here is that you get more raid medals. Now, raid medals aren't going to be hard to acquire, right? Especially with the fact that they're doubled. The normal epic raid for Yuha is like 18, 15 million HP. That is super easy, especially with these bonus characters, especially with Senjumaru. I will say the MVP for the month of December is definitely going to be her. With the more damage, more medals, but also most importantly, more links or potions and also droplets. So for Senjumaru, lobbies are going to be absolutely insane on both the normal difficulty and of course also the ultra difficulty. But there's no mention of the actual drop rate being increased here. So outside of the maybe more medals you get, it might not be worth farming in the idea if you're just going to go for links or potions and droplets, which I know a lot of people do play epic raids for. So personally, I'm hoping to see here that the ultra difficulty does have an increased drop rate, because other than that, you know, you're probably just going to stick to the normal difficulty, right? As always, what we want to see here is that we are getting more difficult content. We want the rewards to also be increased, right? Because otherwise, why would you do the, you know, new difficulty? But in a way, rewards are getting increased here, because what's actually happened here is that from this epic raid onwards, guild bonus rewards are going to be removed. That's a very interesting choice, but at the same time, this potentially is a benefit to every player, because alongside the removal of guild bonus rewards, giving you less reason in a way to play with your guildmates, the clearance rewards for the ultimate difficulty, regular epic raid, and awakened epic raids have been increased. So now we're just getting more drops because the guild bonus rewards have been removed. And the reason why I think this is a good thing is because even in my guild, an active guild, sometimes we aren't playing with our guildmates. Sometimes you open up a lobby by yourself, get a bunch of randoms to join in. And even when I'm playing my guildmates, you know, it's rare for us to get a full lobby. Not everyone's playing on at the same time. And for those that are in casual guilds or just a random guild, for example, that very rarely ever play with your guildmates to get those bonus rewards, you know, you're not going to miss that. I'm not really missing it, to be fair. And I like that alongside that, just in general, the rewards have been actually increased. So hopefully that does mean, again, links or potions, droplets. I'm not expecting a massive buff, but even if like they throw 10 extra droplets and links or potions per run, that would be amazing. Again, how good the increase in drops are going to be, we'll find out in a few days' time when this does officially go live. But I mean, the drop rates in epic raids are already good as is, so anything better, even if little, is always going to be a good change. And just a heads up for those that do want to do the extra bit of farming for resources, again, links for potions and droplets. As we stated, Senjumaru is going to be the best for that particular month. But alongside that, we also do have some other good bonus characters here, mainly the swimsuit characters from last year. They're also bonuses. And if you're mainly just going against the normal epic raid, they're definitely good enough to bring here just to get those extra bit of, you know, medals, damage, and also potions at the same time. Momo in particular is actually really good here because she does have no affiliation killer. So she might not even be bad if you do decide to take it even into the Ultra Yuha quest. But that's basically the video for today. A quick update video in regards to the upcoming rerun of Yuha. It's a returning epic raid, but it is working a tad bit different compared to usual. And I think a lot of people might brush past this because, again, it was just a rerun announcement, right? I almost didn't even look at it, but I'm glad I did. We're getting a new difficult quest, an extra challenge, hopefully with better rewards, but we do know confirmed more raid medals. The amount of medals we are getting are doubled because we are getting the epic raid challenge in the month of December. And with that, you can pick up the past familiars. Most importantly, though, get any of your favorite ones that you want to follow you around, but make sure to pick up both Toshra and Kapachi because they're really good pets. And I guess due to a bug, guild bonus rewards have been removed. I don't think much people are going to miss that, but as a result, the rewards have just been increased. Only in the ultimate difficulty, keep that in mind. So that's for both normal epic raids and awakened epic raids, and that should also count for the ultra epic raid that we do have upcoming because it is mentioned here. The ultra epic raid for Yuha can only be challenged at the ultimate difficulty level. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what familiar you plan to pick up in case you are missing any, but I'll see you later next time. Take care and peace.